I'm joined by Heather Murdock, correspondent with the Voice of America in Istanbul. Heather, thanks very much for being with us. A quick question to you first. The numbers, what are we actually looking at this stage? Is it likely to go well beyond 5,000?
Yes, health officials from the WHO have said that this number could increase up to perhaps as much as 24,000. So the next day and a half are critical in terms of rescues. They say that the rescue efforts are really most critical for the first 3 days before people who are trapped start to die. At this point, so many have already died, but 8,000 people today it was announced that 8,000 people have been pulled out of the rubble alive.
Right.
And this goes along with tens of thousands of injuries. So there is still time for the rescuers you mentioned to save more people.
And how has the international community been actively helping? We do know, for example, that a lot of Indian rescuers are already on the ground, but it's very much an international effort at this stage.
Yes, there are rescuers coming from all over the world, and India is one of the first to arrive, and there are more on their way. One of the unfortunate things, though, about the international efforts is that the most vulnerable parts of the earthquake zone, northwestern Syria, it's almost inaccessible right now. The roads are hard to pass. The area is quite cut off and isolated already because it's still an active war zone. So rescuers are on their way, and we're hoping that they can work very fast, but no one has been able to say what they're going to do to try to help the people in northwest Syria, and millions of those are refugees.
Right, and that was my next question. Where are the refugees? Where are the people whose homes have been demolished, either in northern Syria or in parts of Turkey? Have camps been set up? What's that situation?
Yes, some camps have been set up, not nearly enough, but some have been set up in Turkey where people are resting, people are staying in friends' or families' houses, but a lot of people don't really have any place to go right now. And as you said, it is quite cold and it is raining and snowing in many places. In Syria, the situation is more dire, where people are just crowding into whatever shelter they can, because a lot of their structures were also not sound before the earthquake. So the damage is quite complete in many places.
And just for the benefit of our viewers, what is the extent or the geographical spread of the destruction in Turkey?
It's quite vast. It looks, on a map, it will look like a third of the country. It is eastern and southern Turkey, not quite reaching to the capital, but across the region. And then all across northern and northwestern Syria. There was some damage and shocks felt on the original earthquake as far as Erbil in Iraq, Beirut in Lebanon. People were feeling it in Cairo in Egypt. So it was quite a vast area that was hit.
Absolutely horrific. Heather, thank you very much for sharing the very latest details with us. Thank you very much indeed.